Hello, guys. Welcome to the first episode of this year of the fall series. That means it Happy New Year for anyone who is watching this at any given time. Today, we are going to do something that has been something that I wanted to do for a long time. That is something that I have been thinking of doing for a long time. So that is focus on not only on table one, but make sure that table one is featured regardless of whatever happens. So with that in mind, let me go ahead and check who is in table one. The only exception will be, for example, right now, table one is El Wiwi and Christoph Cope. So if they share if I click here, it will send me somewhere else. So for example, if I click El Wiwi and El Wiwi was table one and then a table one again, then we move to table two. That is not the case. So let's just go ahead and have the first one is going to be El Wiwi against Christoph Cote. And then we're gonna do number from 1 to 105. So we got two players, that withdraw from the tournament. It was a 107, now it's a 105. Let's go ahead and get the sequence. And after that, this is going to be the players that are going to be featured. We'll have about 1 hour stream today. Let's see how the numbers go. So if we keep this schedule at 7 p.m. my time, or we move back to the previous one that was at the mornings. ¿Qué tal, señor? ¿Qué tal, señor? Bienvenidos a usted al stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. Everyone, welcome Chile. Well, it's just me and him right now, but at least I know that he's over there. So, like I said, this is going to be about the foil series. So let's go ahead and have the table one. That's going to be El Wiwi against Christoph Cote. So let's go ahead and have Wiwi is going to be our featured player since he's the one that won, and Christoph Cote is going to be the second. So we move on to the next one. It's Christoph Cote against El Wiwi. They're both French players. They're actually very, very similar in Elo. So that means that they are extremely close. Let's go ahead first and check Christoph Cote's deck out. So he's playing a Trace. This is Trace Cycle S4 version 1.0. I think most Axiom players actually name their decks almost like a Mark 1 version 1, something like that. Since we are engineers in heart, we love our decks to be called like that. So let's go ahead and check Christoph Cote's uniques. So we have the Gian Assembly Overseer, one player from hand resupply, a 4/3. That's a very good. Those are very good stats. And the reserve ability, you may activate the arrow abilities of target permanent that you control. Then we got another Gian Overseer Assembly. So the three of them are Gian Assembly Overseer. This one, put a card from your hand in reserve if you do resupply. Actually, Chile, you can help me out to tell me if at any point you see the cards being covered either by me, the score, or the banner. Should not happen, but let me know if you see that. This one is you may activate our abilities of target permanent you control. The very same thing. All have the very same passive ability, but that this one has a resupply from hand. So all of them want to be played from hand except this one. You may put a card down with yourself if you do resupply. So this is kind of for an end game when you want lots of things in reserve to have lots of play. Sorry. So that is Christoph Cote. Let's go ahead and check El Wiwi using his Fen. So we got three unique Hydrocenas. Okay, so this one, I am Eternal. At noon, you may discard target permanent. At dusk, roll a die. On a 4+, draw a card. So this Hydrocena stays there but doesn't get any boosts, but does do some interesting things because he discards a permanent, target permanent at noon, and at dusk, you can draw a card if you're lucky with a die. Then we have another one. It's also Eternal. At noon, if you control one or more landmarks, draw a card. When the support ability that you can draw a card. So he has the Paint House, has the Parliament of Ashes. So has a very good chance of having a landmark in order to activate this ability. And finally at noon, draw a card, plain and simple. This one is the most expensive one. And if it is sent to reserve or is resupplied, if you control one or more landmarks, you may discard target card from with hand cost 3 or less. So control, a little bit expensive from the hand. I understand it's Eternal, it has an additional ability. But let's see how it plays out. We actually named his deck Mortal Kombat. Only the deck. Oh yeah, that's okay, but it's covering the deck when I check a new a card, right? So if I don't put the mouse over anything, the deck is fully covered. Yeah, it's covering the cost of the Duel of Grit and Cloth Cocoon. Yeah, but I can live with that. Thank you very much, Chile. Perhaps I'll just make it a little bit smaller next time. But for now, I think I'll just leave it at that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. Let's go ahead and move to the match. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Chile. Is it Chile or is it... Or is it Nick? I'm guessing it's Chile. So 3 cards to reserve. Oh, not automatic. Sorry, my bad. Forgot about that. There we go. Should be right now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, the Jian, the resupply, the basic one. 1 for 1 probably. No, it's gonna be a double advance from Alwiwi. That means that Christoph actually had a very rough start. Christoph was originally a Muna player. He has transitioned over to Trace with Axiom. Oh, so only you run the channel. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Has the Hydracina on hand, so this is gonna be a tough turn for Alwiwi. Unless he takes... No, he's not going to take 2 away. He just goes ahead and ensures another advance. The Bastion on Christoph Code's side yeah, he doesn't want to risk it on the other side. He just anchors it, and if you can beat it, you can beat it. That's basically it. Goes for 2 tokens, and it's just going to take the hero side. Doesn't need to give more boosts. He could have, but it decides not to, and just use the restocking station in order to be able to use the Amelia Earhart again. Thank you. That's actually one of the things I also like very much, the rotating factions. Okay, there we go. So let's go. Oh, tough position for... No, Alwiwi not so much. He can actually use... What is it gonna do? It's going to... Yeah, he's going to go all out with Hydracina on the hero side. A very powerful thing to place over there. He's going to get an advance. He can get a double advance right now. Just sacrifice the... Oh, he has the augment. That's right. So with the augment, that's enough. Just gives 1 more for good measure. We have the 5 down for Trace. Places another card down. Doesn't have enough mana for that. He's not going to use a restocking station. No draw from Alwiwi this turn, but does a double advance. Oh, sorry, a single advance. A 1 for 1, but keeps his advantage, moving 1 ahead. Okay, so gets rid of 1 more card. This is a good turn for Alwiwi because Hydracina is already there. Not that much strength on where he needs it or where he wants it, but not bad either. He can use the 3 boosts. Don't think he'll anchor right now, but he can ensure a double advance, almost ensure a double advance. It all depends on where does he go. Okay, 3. Going to get another resupply. Not what you want to see on the resupply, just to reinforce right there. The Encaster, double boost right there to put it to 7. Blocking, but not moving forward. Gets rid of 1 card in order to put another token down, and that way he can still move forward. Again, a 1 for 1. But Christoph is having to use all of his resources. No draw from Alwiwi again, but the Hydracina is still there, giving lots of pressure. Right now, Kristoff can slip through the water side, even though he still has, ooh, not very good card for a wee wee. Even though he has a Hydrocina out, he may not be able. Okay, this was the Hydrocina that actually discards permanents. One boost right there in the reserve. Target permanent. Why did he gain a boost? Oh, because of this, right? The Opera House does give the boost. And just trying to block right there makes everything move on water. Exactly what he doesn't have. Not enough to do anything else. Just an after you to see what he does. A restocking station. There we go. Just place it on the other side in order to try to do the double advance. He's going to do a restocking station. 2 tokens right there. Still not enough. This might be over for Kristoff. Let's see what he does. He goes up to 5, so he's blocking. Once again, blocking. The Hydrocina still not drawing, but moves forward once again. It's not a 1-for-1. It's just a move from a wee wee, and now we have the option. Let's see what he's able to draw. If he's able to draw any more cards. The Hydrocina has not given him one draw up to now. Gets rid of the restocking station. There we have the resupply. And finally, oh no, he didn't get the draw. I didn't see the die this time. Okay, I think that with 5, this is almost over. Yeah, Kristoff Code just says, okay, this is it. Okay, that's at the end of the day. Finally, he gets a card on the last day when it was already over, and that's how he did it. And that was basically it. Okay, so Chile, in case you watch this over again, or in case you come back as I say it, the thing with this layout is that it only works if you have the blocked view. The blocked view does not have the clock, does not have the flags, has the name a little bit smaller at the middle of the screen. The thing is that since I am casting this, and for this is my layout for turn-based. Since we don't need the clock, we can move everything over here, and once I unblock this, I can just go ahead and do this, and we have the flags, we have everything that we want. So that's why this is the one I use for turn-based. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and have our player 18, current player 18. This is the Chaser TCG. This is a very good player. I have seen lots of his matches before. Actually, I think it should have been like this. Okay, I've seen some of his matches before. He actually played in the Altered Latin League, renamed now to Altered Latin League. And it is Nkembo, another very good player I have seen in Nkembo. Actually, Nkembo won Best Axiom last edition 3. So let's go ahead and see how he did it this game. So we have his point of view right here, and let's go ahead and have the chaser's point of view right here. So we have an American. No, it's a French against an Italian. I don't know why I thought the chaser was from the US. So this is the chaser against Nkembo. So let's go ahead and check first the chaser's deck. He is using the Acacia with lots of discard. So we have the Cardigirian Alchemist. When played from hand, target opponent discards a card from their hand. And when played from the hand again, you may sacrifice a character. If you do, target opponent discards a card from their hand. So double discard with this one. We have Baku. You may pay 1. This is an arrow ability, so we'll play from anywhere. If you do, target opponent discards a card from their hand. And the other arrow ability, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, target opponent discards a card from their hand. So once again, double discard. And finally, the Winged Monkey. When played from hand, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, target opponent discards a card from their hand. And target opponent discards a card from their hand naturally. So that once again, the double discard. He also has the rare Baku, if I'm not mistaken. No, the common Baku. Common Baku, Caladrius, so lots of control. This is an Akesha trap. So he actually, the strategy from the Chaser is actually to deplete your hand and just keep advancing however he can. So let's go ahead and see how he did it. But first, let's go ahead and check Nkembo out. So Nkembo is using Budino, that is his deck name. We have Garrick, Revered Duelist. If I would gain Fleeting, I gain 1 boost instead. If you control 1 or more landmarks, 1 play from reserve, if you control 1 or more landmarks, each character you control other than me gains 1 boost. So that means that he comes with an included charge. And the support ability, the next card you play this turn costs 1 less. He has a restocking station, Arcolano Milk, Haven Bravos. Does it mean permanent or landmark? Okay. So it would be with a Haven Bravos and the restocking station. Using interesting use of the restocking station. Let's go ahead and see how he did it. The Foundry Armorer. When play from anywhere, create a Brusbug robot in target expedition, so only 1. When I leave the expedition zone, if you control 1 or more landmarks, put the top card of your deck in your mana zone as an exhausted mana orb. There we go. And the 3 little pigs, when I leave the expedition zone, if you control 1 or more landmarks. So these are both to ramp, and this one is to actually give everything that he can boost. Is he using the Signaler? Yes, the Signaler has become one of the best cards right now for most Bravos decks, along with the Hunger, of course. Only 1 Hunger though. Interesting. So let's go ahead and check to the end game. It's going to be automatic this time, so I can lock it and push for the full screen. There we go. I'm guessing it's going to be a classical opener. No, he's going all out, so it doesn't seem that he's going to go with... Yeah, it didn't seem he was going to go with the Haven. The Chaser just brings it back. 1 for 1. No, only Nkembo moves forward, so he places himself ahead by 1 expedition. Goes back to Akesha. Isunbushi is taken away. The Tooth Fairy to get rid of the Tengu. Now he uses the restock. Ooh, not so good for Nkembo this turn. He cannot do anything right now. And the Chaser doesn't have anything either. So just a 1. We come back to the stalemate. We are tied once again. But the Bravo Signaler will most likely come online next turn. Yeah, going to get rid of the hair. The Signaler most likely going to be used on the companion side. No, risks it all out on the hero side. Metamorphosis, so the Signaler actually does nothing. 3 mana left. Just pushes with more force right there. A draw with a 1 for 1 once again, bringing back the stalemate. And the Chaser is now with 2 cards in hand, going to overcharge his reserve. Most likely the After You is going to go away. No, decides to get rid of the Tooth Fairy. Okay. Now let's see what else moves forward. Mana Eruption goes away. There we go, the After You. So just a tiny Jin in order to ensure a little bit of advance today. Baba Yaga on the companion side. I thought it was going to be the Bravo Signaler, the Bravo's Rescuer. Gets rid of the only card he had on hand, so it's going to get rid most likely of a card. Can get rid of his permanent. No, sorry, this is not something that you get rid of. You get rid of mana. And it's going to get the mana back because of the tiny Jin. So a very good turn from Nkembo, double advance, finally breaking the tie and getting ahead by 2 expeditions. No cards in hand, he's going to have to play from hand. We have the Hunger, so does not send anything back to mana. So luckily he does have the option of the double option right now of having lots of strength. Ooh, the only hunger going to go away. So the Pathfinder goes ahead and blocks on the hero side. The Caladius gets rid of the token. No, gets rid of the Bravos Pathfinder. So Enkembo just goes ahead and blocks it once again on the hero side. So only him moving forward this turn, putting himself 3 expeditions ahead. So this was actually very, very close on his part. Going now, he gets rid of the After You. So Enkembo once again having to play with what he has on hand. He does have a good chance. So the control has not worked for. Ooh, going to get rid of both cards. Most likely going to get rid of both cards. Yeah, puts a card down and gets rid of the other card. So now he can just move with the Caladrius. There we go. So the Caladrius does give him the double advance. He is still 1 expedition behind. And Kembo is going to have a tough time going to get rid of the other Baku. Unless he can sabotage, he will lose one of the cards that he has on hand. That decides not to use any cards on hand. Goes for the jumpsuit, and this one is most likely going to get rid of the other card he had on hand. Yep, there we go. Nothing left right there. The Quargan Operative that just gets 2 boosts. Okay, just gets 2 boosts. Going to get rid of the jumpsuit. What was it? The wingsuit jumper. Once again, Enkembo having to play with what he has on hand. Luckily, it is a very good card. Those are very good cards. He can just push on the hero side or try to do something on the companion. So let's see. No, he pushes ahead on the hero After You. All out on the hero side. And it seems that the Chaser had nothing. That's why he was able to win the game. And Kembo has nothing. The Quargan Operative gets 2 boosts. Is it going to be enough? Gets rid of the... Why? Why would he get rid of the card that... Does it have a limit of 3? Oh, it has a limit of 3. Okay, so that's why he could not get rid of the giant... The Mighty Jin, but it is already over from Enkembo. So this turn, the Chaser did not have the control. He was able to get rid of lots of cards. He was able to control the hand of his opponent. But still, the aggro of the Bravos player was able to prevail, and that's how Enkembo actually was able to take the game. So that was number 18. Let's move now to number 23. So 23 is Paneton Yerep. He actually won this one, so he's going to be the featured player. I think last time I did it the other way around. That was a mistake on my part. So Paneton Yerep is a player from Peru. And then we're going to have Elson first. So let's go ahead and check Elson's deck out. So Elson is a Caucarico. He is a French player using Kauri. So he has a Healing Elemental. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. That's the hand ability. The Play from Anywhere ability. You may put a card from your hand in reserve if you do resupply. Okay, let me just check something out. There we go. Then another Healing Elemental. This is when play from anywhere. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. And when play from hand, if you control 1 or more landmarks, target character gains 1 boost. Not that bad of a unique. The next character you play this turn gains 1 boost as a support ability. This one does not have. And finally, the Sneezer Shroom. You may put a card from your hand and play from anywhere. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain Anchored. And when play from reserve, up to 1 target character gains Fleeting. So this is a controlling Sneezer Shroom. He has the Festival. He has 3 festivals in total, all of them rare. So I think Kauri is actually going to try and win that way. Elson is actually a 471 player against a 197 from Paneton Yerep. So it was supposed to be Elson's victory, but Yareb actually was able to take it in the end. Let's go ahead and see his deck. he is using the foiled Smar. So he has a Quetzalcoatl. This, I know this, he feels this is his most powerful card. When an opponent draws one or more cards or does resupply, create 2 Origins Recruit tokens in my expedition, and when play from hand, draw a card. The Drowsy Dodo, if you have less, when play from hand, if you have less than 8 mana orbs, I gain a sleep. When an opponent plays a card from reserve, I gain 1 boost. And when play from anywhere, if you have 6 or more mana orbs, resupply. And finally, the Bumblebee. When play from reserve, if your hero expedition is behind, resupply. When play from anywhere, you may pay 1. If you do, create 2 Origins Recruit distributed amongst any expeditions. And the passive ability, when he's in reserve and another character joins your expedition, I gain 1 boost up to a max of 2. So that means that Sigismund automatically makes this 2/4/4 from reserve. He also has the rare Grand Endeavor, the Monolith, one of the few players that still uses the Monolith to this day. So let's go ahead and check it out. It's not going to be automatic, so we're gonna need a few seconds for this to move forward. I'm glad to see that he has finally moved to a 39 card deck, because I know that he had troubles with that. Usually played with a 40. Now he is doing it with a 39. So just goes ahead and draws a card, and I'm going to put a token on the other side, most likely. There we go. Only has the Crier, or this Crier. Yeah, there we go. So it's a double advance. He's able to slip through the water and mountain, whilst his opponent moves because of only a forest. There we go. So Kaori gains nothing. He will have put a token down on the companion side and draw a card this turn. Gets rid of the Jack Frost. No threat right there. There we go. The token. And that means that the Crier is automatically at 3/3/2. Goes ahead and reveals his strategy, going out for the Lyra, returns it to hand, and also gets down 1 more mana. So that is, he ramps and actually moves forward on both sides due to the puff. So actually this turn it plays against Elson. He needs to place it down again to try to do something. This time it's Yareb, most likely. Oh, he's actually going to use a Quetzalcoatl. Interesting. A resupply, that means that 2 tokens come out. Uses the Crier on the other side in order to try and ensure another double advance. Once again, plays the Lara Festival. More tokens for Yareb this turn. So that means that he is right now on match point, with a very good set of cards right now. Not sure if he will be actually, and he gets the, yeah, he doesn't need to draw right now. He gets a Hypothermia. That is his winning condition with the Quetzalcoatl. Let's see if he can do it. Okay, so counting sheep, we got, he's going to put everything to sleep, everything on the board at least. There we go. Not going for the Quetzalcoatl, going for the Dodo that comes in asleep. Going to be able to put another card down, so he does have the mana in order to try to win with the... He puts another card to sleep, and he has, alright, yeah, I see what he's doing right now. He has a license removal. So he sets up everything up, gets all of his things ready, gains a boost because he played that card, and gets rid of the Lyra Festival that would have allowed him to win this turn. So it is just a simple advance from Elson, still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expeditions behind. And I think this is just going to be turn for Yareb. Let's go ahead and see. He keeps everything that he has on hand, 7 mana each. The token once again. The Bumblebee just paying 1. The Muna Caregiver going for 1, going to get rid on the companion side with the license withdrawal. Has another license withdrawal. Put something to sleep. What are you going to put to sleep? Puts the Dodo to sleep again. Hypothermia. He just put something to sleep on the hero side. Why did not the hypothermia do nothing? There we go. Puts everything to sleep once again, including his very own. I don't know why the hypothermia just froze there. I'm guessing that he put something to sleep and that was it. Goes on the other side. Is unable to do anything right now. So just a stalemate once again. Cannot move forward. No side on forest. And right now it got frozen because of the hypothermia. So let's see. I'm guessing we should be... this should be move. Where are we? Mowgli. Yeah, so we were at move. What move is this? 77. Okay, let's see if it moves to 77. By the way, let's go ahead. There we go. Yes, it moved to 77. But still, so still frozen. So let's go to 79. Let's see if VGA lets me move forward, or we will have to wait to see 79. Come on, come on. No, it seems that we are not able to reload it. Let me just go back to where it froze. Where are you? Why are you black? There we go. Okay, so since we are here, let's go ahead and try to do it once again. So let's go to 80. What can we do? Let's see if it moves forward to 80. Yes, it is moving forward. There we go. So let's go to the end game. Let's block it right here. He places that. Hypothermia still doing his thing, but there we go. Going to put something to sleep. He still has 4 mana left. Puts the same card to sleep again. He just passes this turn. Aloe Vera on the companion side, and just like that, Panedon Jareb is able to move forward on the hero side, and that's how he claims the game. There was lots of things being played, lots of tokens down. Lots of things used as well by Elson. He tried it. Really tried it, but in the end, Jareb actually had the things that he needed in order to control the festival twice. There we go. So that was Jareb. Let's go to 37. 37 would be Grease Moose. Hey, I haven't seen him for a while. Let's go ahead and have this one right here. So Grease Moose is a French player. He did run out of time, but the tournament doesn't... I actually don't allow players to kick others because it's a 30-minute... It's a 3-day match. Not a 1 day and a half for each. No, it's a 3-day round. So if time is consumed by one player and time comes... and time is called, the one with least time will be the loser. But I don't like allowing other players to kick someone. I don't feel it's very very sportsmanship like. So let's first go ahead and check Mikkel. Mikkel, I think it's a German player. No, both French players. Okay, very similar elo. The one call to win was actually Mikkel, but Grismus was able to take it away. So let's go ahead and see. This is a Sierra set for test. His uniques, the Muna Druid. When played from reserve, I gain 1 boost for each card in each player's reserve. Yan Assembly Overseer. When you create a token, target character gains 1 boost. And there's a reserve ability. You can activate the arrow abilities of permanent you control. And the other one, when a robot joins your expedition, I gain 1 boost. And you may activate the arrow abilities of target permanent you control. So Yan Overseer, very well supported by especially the Brass Bug and being Sierra, that actually places the tokens after they have been placed. Can be placed after the Giants have been placed. Let's go ahead and check Grismus out. So Grismus was a traced. With Nice, roll a die on a 4+ resupply, otherwise exhausted resupply. When played from anywhere, up to one target character gains fleeting. Axiom Salvager, when played from hand, resupply. When played from reserve, you may pay 1. If you do, I gain 1 boost for each landmark you control. And finally, a Dr. Frankenstein, when I leave the expedition zone, you may pay 1. If you do, you may activate the arrow abilities of target permanent you control, and when played from anywhere, resupply. So a little bit more expensive Dr. Frankenstein. But and this is actually when he leaves the expedition zone, not when he comes in. So kind of very conditional Dr. Frankenstein. But let's go ahead. Oh, he can use it, of course, with the Airlit Reef to get rid of something. But let's go ahead and see how he actually uses it. Let's go to the end game. Not going to be automatic. And there we go to the end game. Block it right here. There we go. Yeah. That's why I do it. There we go. So puts a card down, puts the other Dr. Frankenstein down. Not going to use it this turn. Nothing else that can be done. So Mikkel moves forward on both sides, but at least Grismus is able to move forward on the hero side. No permanence to activate Dr. Frankenstein, but still is a good 3/3/3. No, still no permanence, so not sure if he's going to use it or rather get 2 tokens down with the other card. Yeah, he just places the strength right there. Yeah. Scores or the cards themselves is you can watch it as an observer. Would also be something that I would appreciate. Okay, obviously with the supply depot, the common one, and Grismus brings it back with the strength of the Frankenstein just being played because of his stats. He's able to do the double move forward, bringing it back to a tie with 2 tokens up. Okay, gets rid of the Paju. He's just a backup plan, I'm guessing. This one will place a token and give a resupply. There we go. So doesn't want to get his tokens. Okay, he just draws. Still has the chance of drawing again or using a hook. So he's most likely going to get rid of the resupply, the abandoned depot. No, gets rid of the. Okay, interesting that he decided to get rid of a card that was actually all going to go away anyway. Still move forward. Still a 1-for-1. I would have gotten rid of the supply depot actually, because it was still going to go away. So why waste it on something that is still going to go away and he cannot activate those abilities? But okay, that was Grismus' decision. Still in a tight position, going to go to the 4th token, but with a card on reserve in order to activate his 5th token. And a very good card to get on reserve just as an after you. Can get the stats in, can help to move forward on the hero side. Just going to draw another card. That's why I would have gotten rid of the supply depot a long time ago. Can get rid of the Grems for free, but first he decides to push on the hero side, see what he does. With the anchored, he's going to take it to the other side. No more plays, and Grismus just needs to put down the Airlit Reef, get rid of the Grems. And just like that, he's able to move forward on both sides. Actually, I think he could have used first the Airlit token for him to be forced to play. Perhaps he didn't want them to sacrifice and get a token in, but Grismus places himself in an advantageous position. There we go. Going to get rid of the depot. No, going to get rid of the Going to go with the Aerolith Reef. Of course, the Amelia Earhart right there in the companion side. Another Grems with another resupply once again. Going to place a token. Lots of strength. This time he uses the hook in order to draw a card and keep the advantage. No more play for Mikkel. The resupply, the depot, just to get rid of the fleeting, and actually I'm guessing he's going to get rid of the hook this time. Going to keep both cards down, or going to get rid of the unique. No, gets rid of the Amelia. So why use a restocking station when you were going to get rid of the Amelia? Okay, well, I think that was a misclick from Grismus. The taking the fleeting from with the restocking station. Just gets another card down. Going to get another resupply and gain 2 boosts. Oh, so this one just gains 2 boosts, right? If you do, I gain 1 boost. Okay, yeah, there we go. Going to get rid of the restocking the Haven, but he already has he has a decent amount of power. Going to get rid of his supply depot. Going to have a resupply right there. Gets rid of the hook. I don't know if that was the right way to go. With the unique, he is able to get another resupply. Going to go to 7. Going to take the unique, I'm guessing. There we go. No more play from Mikkel, and that is how Grismus did it. With the unique that actually had lots of strength being played from hand with a 4/4/2. He's able to move because of the mountain, and just like that, Grismus wins this round. So let's go ahead and move on to our 5th match of the day. That is number 81. So let's go ahead and have Marshall 22 against Charajou. So I know Charajou is a French player, so don't remember exactly what Marshall is. Where is Marshall from? We're gonna see that in just a second. And Charajou, since we had Marshall as a featured player, we're gonna first check Charajou out. And my cat wants to get on top of me in a second. Yeah, also. There we go. Yeah, hijito, yo sé, yo también quiero. Okay, so this is Charajou. Let's go ahead and change. There we go. So let's go ahead and check Charajou's deck out. Charajou was actually the one called to win. This is a French player against an US player. So this is a Giga Fugaz. So I'm guessing he has lots of Haluas. Let's go ahead and check it out. So one of his uniques is the Koi, the Playful Leviathan. I am gigantic. You, when play from hand, you may immediately pass. If you do, create an Aerolith token in target player's landmarks. This is a beast to go first. It's gigantic, so the only way the other player play from hand, you pass automatically. This is gigantic, so both sides, so you can get a double advance with this unique. And just to top it all off, you also get an Aerolith token. The Medusa, when played from anywhere, you may send target character to reserve. If you do, create an Aerolith token in its controller's landmarks. And when played from reserve, you may immediately pass. If you do, target character in play or in reserve gains 2 boosts. And let's see, one also has a support ability, create an Aerolith token in target player's landmarks. And finally, the Halua, the Raging Leviathan, gigantic, tough 1. When played from reserve, you may immediately pass. If you do, target character gains 2 boosts and fleeting. So he can target himself, be a 7/5/8. Gigantic. So basically, this also ensures a double advance. And just for good measures, he has also 2 other Haluas, like I said. Because of the Giga Fugaz, I thought this was going to be it, because it has fleeting. He also has 3 hunger, so lots of threats from Charajou. Now let's go ahead and check Marshall out. So Marshall was actually using a starter Bravos deck, and that's what he won with? Really? Okay. This is a match I definitely want to watch. he won with a Bravo starter deck from set 1 with a Kojo. So this is something I have to watch. This has to be the most advanced player with a Bravos deck, or Sharajo simply had a very tough time. Color for Kuko, a very good opener, just blocks it right there. So simple advance from Marshall, and Sharajo gets a token in. This is the common one, so he's going to go away next turn, but he can still use it to block the Kuko. So Sharajo just needs to play something on the other side, actually. Play some Bushi, get rid of Sharajo. Ooh, already gone up to 3, so Marshall just needs to go on the other side. No, this one actually was completed. Okay, potential double advance, intimidation. What is it going to get rid of? Gets rid of the Kuko. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 with the second token from Sharajo. So still keeping up the advantage. Has another Sun Wukong, common Sun Wukong on hand. Thank you for being here, Chili. I'm guessing he's going, no, he gets rid of the Ratatoskr, keeps the 3 Sun Wukongs on hand. Okay, this is interesting. Places on the Kuko once again with the boost. Once again being blocked, but this time from reserve. So that means that he also has only 1 mana left. Has to use it all out in order to try to get something moving. Marshall passes first, but Marshall is still this time we are at a draw. But Marshall's still moving forward, still got lots of options to do right now. Gets rid of the Kappa, still keeping the Sun Wukongs on hand. Once again, we have that similar situation of last time, but this time he plays a 3 down, so it is blocked right now. Let's see what he does. The jumpsuit on the hero side, and with the additional token, just goes on the other side. There we go. So gets actually Halua out as well. A double advance from Sharajo, and just a simple advance from Marshall. Okay, so Sharajo gets ahead and has the card advantage as well. Gets rid of both cards in order to do a double. Because of the rare Kuko, he's actually able to ramp up. So he's up to 9 right now. Once again, gets the Kuko on the companion side, this time just with a 1. The rare Sun Wukong, basically blocking the hero, but we have the Raging Leviathan Giant on both sides. He's able to do the double advance with the Halua. It's going to be able to block. So Sharajo blocking both sides with the Gigantic on... What did Marshall lose? I'm not sure. So I might have remembered it wrong, because I don't see how Marshall could win from this point, because it's going to be a 3, and just as soon as the Halua comes out, he's going to pass, going to be a Gigantic on both sides, and he's going to win. So I don't see, I think I must have seen something wrong. No, actually he goes with the Medusa, doesn't go with the Halua. He could have just went with the Halua and passed. He decides to go a little bit different. Yeah, he goes with his own. Still winning on the companion side, going to use the alternate teammate, duel of grit. He has cost 4, able to get rid. Yeah, I must have misremembered. So yeah, Marshall gave it his all, did what he could, but playing with a starter deck against a deck with such good uniques, especially with a player with such high power as Sharajo, it was an uphill climb. So yeah, I must have remembered it wrong, because actually, yeah, I remember it wrong. It was Marshall. Marshall was a featured player, but that doesn't mean that he was the winning player, because I actually I use this to decide who is going to be the featured player. So 105 is the featured player. That is BNX against HH Dreaming. Let's see if he joined the game. He did join the game. He lost the game fair and square. H Dreaming was a player with a similar elo to him. So let's have BMX. BMX is right. Yeah, BMX is the featured player right here, and H Dreaming is going to be the one featured right here. So first, let's go ahead and see H Dreaming. So H Dreaming is a player from the US against a South Korean player. I also played against a South Korean player, so I know that the fact that this is turn-based helps out some players from different countries, from different time zones, to actually get together and play some games. What I actually always suggest as soon as they get into the game is to talk to their opponent and agree on a relative time zone where they will both be able to be online, so that they can actually get some games in. That's the advice I always give at the beginning of the tournament. Okay, so right now we have Bravos 2. That is the name of HH Dreaming's. I'm gonna just call him HH from now on. I see only one unique, the Sakarubru. Your opponent's expedition facing me moves backwards one region when played from hand, and when played from reserve gains 3 boosts, or you can use them to draw a card as a support ability. So yeah, that is his only unique. Let's go ahead and check BMX. BMX does have 3. He has a Bravos Trailblazer. When played from hand, you may have me gain plating. If you do, I gain 1 boost per plating character you control. Very good. When played from anywhere, you may pay 1. If you do, target character gains 2 boosts and flating. So kinda giving himself by 1 an ensured additional boost, as well as giving another character 2 boosts. The Priya Bravo Signaler. When my expedition moves forward, create an airlit token in your landmarks. And when played from hand, create an airlit token in your landmarks. And when played from reserve, if you have less cards in hand than target opponent, resupply. Otherwise, create an airlit token in your landmarks. So you can get yourself lots of airlits with this card. Kappa at 743. Amazing stats in Forest. Whenever you play him, draw a card. When a character you control gains 1 or more boosts, you may have target character other than me lose fleeting. So a very good card with a 5 cost. Definitely going to be looking at it on endgame if he can get to endgame. This has got Hot Fleet from BMX. Let's go ahead and go to the endgame. This is not going to be automatic. So let's go ahead and wait just a second. There we go. So Gojo against Gojo. Block right here. There we go. So let's move on to the end game. Buddha from HH and just uses the Haven. Why the Haven Warrior over there? He could have. Okay, he doesn't know what his opponent has, but if we already have Buddha out, just try to push on the other side. If they win Buddha, they won Buddha, but you have a very good chance of a double advance. Not sure what he did right there, but okay. Let's see how the rest of the game plays out. Isunbushi, there we go. Now the Buddha is out. The Isunbushi going to give a boost to get this one at 3-2. So like I mentioned, this one is a double advance option, even pushing further. Like I mentioned, a double advance from BMX. So this is what you want to do when you have the Buddha out. Push. That's why he is there, to help you push on a side. To push on both sides, not to try to win just one, especially not in the starting position. But oh well. The Lyra Signet. I don't think it's going to come out right now. Going to get rid of the Haven. No, doesn't get rid of the Serengar, so he can still move forward. No more moves from HH. Going to use the Lyra Signet in order to get rid of Buddha and draw a card because it was a rare one. So 1 for 1, but still keeping his 2 expeditions. BMX still keeping his 2 expeditions. Baymax. keeping his 2 expeditions advantage. Get rid of the Arcolano. Yeah, I don't think the Arcolano is actually going to be of much help right now. With Buddha out, it's going to be a Harpooner with the Tiny Jin just to get rid of something. And the Duck, I think the Duck is cost 2. Yeah, the Duck is cost 2. So once again, H Dreaming move. It's a 1-for-1, but still Baymax is keeping his 2 expeditions ahead. There we go. They both go down. Can do another. Don't think he'll have the chance to rush to do another sabotage. But let's see what H Dreaming does. He does give. Okay, he's going to sabotage the sabotager. Yeah. Just place the Tiny Jin in order to have. In order to rush right now. Not rush. Sorry. In order to ramp. And since he has a fleeting character, he gives fleeting on the other side with 2 boosts. Yeah, but he was already winning on that side. And just for good measure, actually puts down the Izunbushi to win once again. He had already passed, so there was no need to put the Izunbushi down. But I'm guessing he wants to have more fleeting characters in order to gain more boosts. Just to ensure what he wants. The docking station, yeah, oof. And he has the training right now, so he can use it as he pleases. No fleeting. Gives fleeting and 2 boosts to Buddha, so that is actually also very good. Ooh. And I think this is basically it. He can just give 3 boosts to Buddha. Draw a card. Intimidation for 2 gets rid of the Buddha, so not quite yet. But the Izunbushi doesn't give. Why would you use the Izunbushi right now? Just to use it? Cause there was no point in using the Izunbushi right there. So HH still alive. And the Swift Jin most likely actually decides not to use anything. So Parliament of Ashes, I'm guessing, going to get rid of the physical training. Parliament of Ashes, I'm guessing. There we go. Parliament of Ashes indeed. Pushes on the companion side, the Arcolano Milk, and I think this is going to be it. He's going to go for the 6. Yeah, he's going to go for the 6. Still is able to do H1? Yeah, that's right, H1. In spite of everything, actually HH is the one to win, and Baymax just barely misses. I don't think the right choice there was to use our Arcolano Milk. Was actually to put down the Swift Jin and then use the Fire Rabbit in order to gain another more strength in Forest and give it fleeting in order to move forward. He lost one boost right there. So I think that was actually what caused Baymax his win, because he was right there. He could have done it if he only used the Fire Rabbit instead of the Arcolano Milk. I think the Arcolano Milk right there was a mistake. So with that, we're moving on to the last match of the day. That is going to be player 53. So that is H1 Spam. He actually won this time against Pidgey. Still playing the other game. So let's have him featured right here. And Pidgey is going to be our second player. So let's go ahead and switch scenes. There we go. So Pidgey is a French player against H1 Spam. So this is since he's from Spain, I'm gonna read it as H1 Spam. Not sure why he using an English sounding name being from Spain, but okay, that his prerogative. H1 Spam was the one called to win, and Pidgey unfortunately did not win. Let's see how he did. So this is CG's S3 meta. Unfortunately, my friend, we are in S4, so perhaps that was part of the problem. Let's go ahead and see. So he has the Ordis Accountant as his first unique. You may spend 1 counter from a card you control or in reserve. If you do, up to 1 target card to gain some sleep that is played from anywhere. When played from reserve, each player may exhaust a card in their reserve. Oh, sorry, each player exhaust. Yeah, because may exhaust. Why would I exhaust a card in my reserve? Each player exhausts a card in their reserve. There we go. And the reserve ability, the passive ability, when another character joins your expedition, I gain 1 boost up to a max of 1. There we go. With being Sigismund, this is automatic 4/3/3. Haven Trainee, when played from reserve, you control 4 more characters. You may discard target permanent. And when played from anywhere, create an Ordes soldier in target expedition. A very good unique. And finally, the Monolith Legate. When my expedition fails to move forward during dusk after sabotage rest. And when played from anywhere, if up to 1 target character gains a sleep, you may have gained 2 boosts. So this is an included Sandman. And the reserve ability, create an Ordes recruit 1/1 in target expedition. There we go. So he also has a Grand Endeavor. So let's see how H1 Spam did it. There we go. So he is Trace. I remember the Marronazo. Yeah, I remember his deck right now. So Axiom Puppeteer, you may sacrifice a permanent. If you do, sabotage. Otherwise, you may exhaust target card in reserve. The Merlin Scout 3, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, you may send target. You may send to reserve any number of target characters with hand cost, total hand cost. Total strength in mountain of 4 or less. So this is a Scout 3 in order to do a cost 3, not Blizzard, Avalanche. But then he can play for 2 with a 4/4/2. So this is actually a very good card. You can have him on the field by costing 5. Of course, it's splitting. But you can get rid of most things on the table and then put him with a 4/4/2 by 2. So this is actually a very good unique. And only 2 uniques, it seems so. Yeah, only 2 uniques. So the Marronazo only has 2 uniques. Let's go to the end game. It is going to be automatic for our last game. Go. So the Siege is doing his thing. H1 Spam is. I'm just going to call H1. So H1 put his 3 cards. I think it's going to be, Helon, putting down the Amelia, and then just try to push with the Amelia on the other side. Reinforcements, going to put a 2 on the hero side. Hero side, right? Yeah, on the hero side, just to ensure that he can try to block. Has to play the Amelia, not to give it for free. Pidgey didn't have anything, unfortunately, so it is a single advance from H1. That means that he is 1 expedition ahead. Let's go ahead and see. He also has the hook in hand, so he can draw a little bit more with that. Most likely, yeah, the bike doesn't have much play right now. Ooh, and the spy in order to get rid. He could for 3 just get rid. No, he's just going to use a hook in order to get a card down. Nothing else from Pidgey, and he unfortunately got a rare Grems in order to move forward. So still 1 expedition ahead, still moving forward. Has less cards in hand, has less options right now, but does have the Merlin in order to try to erase everything on the board. Now gets rid of the Snap Sniffer. Interesting. So let's see what he does right now. He goes first. So he just uses the Grems on the companion side. Doesn't want to risk it. The Legate on the companion side are going to use... Yeah, I was thinking he was going to use the... Nothing else he can do right now. Unfortunately, he's going to have just 1 mana left. So it's going to be a double advance from Pidgey. Plays him himself, turning the game around. No, actually, no. It's just a single advance from Pidgey, bringing the game to a draw right now. But H1 is already up. Trace is already there in order to do his thing. Going to get rid of the bike. Yeah, going to get rid of the bike. Yeah, because there's nothing in reserve actually for the... In order to be sacrificed right now, or in order to be used for the... what was it? The Jack Frost to do something. So he's just going to get rid of everything right now. Going to use it as, and has the one left in order to try to get, okay, so a 1-1 has nothing left to do. He just wins on the companion side with that, gets another card in, nothing else he can do. Not going to draw because he would need to put a card down. He would lose 2 cards. He doesn't want to do that. Going to get rid of the Amelia, I'm guessing. Yeah, the Amelia. So still able to move forward with Pidgey. Heal on Cylinder discarded. I would have discarded the Ike actually. But I think he doesn't want to risk a... He doesn't want to risk a Jack Frost actually doing something that he doesn't want to face. That blocking his cards. So it seems no Jack Frost right now. Doesn't activate his permanent, the Haven. Does get a very good Amelia right there on the reserve. Ada, yeah, this is the common one, so he doesn't actually get anything else down. Going to get rid of the Frankenstein because he does have enough strength right there. Now he uses the Amelia on the hero side in order to try to move forward once again. But the 2 tokens, because the card was used from reserve, come right there. He is able to move forward just barely on the hero side. And with that, just 1 card remaining on the reserve. The card advantage is still from H1. Going to get rid most likely of a frozen delivery. He already has his 5 tokens in. Doesn't really need the frozen delivery, but let's see what happens right now. So going to use the other frozen delivery. The tokens are going to be generated on both sides, so he is going to use it in the companion. He's actually going to get 2 boosts out of this. He's going to give a boost to himself. Pushes with the accountant. Doesn't put anything to sleep. Has a very good option to get rid of the the Ordis accountant. I would have gotten rid. Yeah, okay. He can get rid of the what was this? The Starf Clerk. There we go. So just a 1-for-1 once again, or he's going to block it. He blocks it. He's going to lose a card, but I'm guessing he's going to get rid of the Dr. Frankenstein. Is the most obvious option. Yeah, gets rid of the Dr. Frankenstein. H1 is looking bleak right now, but let's see what he draws. He draws another Dr. Frankenstein, so no harm done right there. Most likely going to start with the Haven. No, starts actually with the... Ooh, a very good card right there. Yeah, uses the 1, going to get rid of the Unique. Right now, going to get rid of that Accountant. The Ordis Crier on the hero side, just for good measure. Another card, nothing right there. And he can, right now, there's no more cards left from Pidgey. He can just put down his... Use both, yeah. Get down with the Frankenstein, get a 5. That means that he's going to move forward. Just for good measure, gets another restock in station place right there. He actually could have played the restocking station first and then use a Frankenstein to get give that 2 more uses. Going to get rid of the Dr. Frankenstein, obviously. And he gets rid of the Crier. Oh no, he did move forward. That's right. Yeah, so there was no need, absolutely no need for him to do the resupply. He could have used the restocking station first. And with what he has right now on hand, I think this is just it. Only 1 for Dr. Frankenstein. Doesn't want to risk it getting... he still has 1 card on hand. Doesn't want to risk it being something... Okay. And Pidgey just admits defeat. Yeah, there's nothing I can do against that. And just like that, H1 is able to bring it back. Pidgey stays very close. He did get into the match point position, but was not enough. And with that, guys, we have come to the end of today's stream. Just over an hour. I tend to keep it wrapped into 1 hour. Try to keep it in just 1 hour period. I just want to test something because there should have been the chat. So chat is not appearing. There we go. Just now. The match, it is right there, and you can barely see it here, guys. So I need to get the font a little bit bigger for you guys to actually see it. And I will improve the way I present decks on for next stream. So guys, thank you very much for being here. Still not sure about the stream schedule, but at least the days I am sticking with Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Saturday may be our morning day. So Monday, Thursday, and Saturday in the morning. So that might be my schedule. I will let you guys know. Let's see how it works in this week and see how many people actually are able to join. And with that, guys, that's going to be everything for me. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, guys.